Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sit, relax, relax. I'm Richard Wilmore. Welcome to Make Your Day Richer. Today's guest is a powerhouse of positivity and purpose. Dr. Christiane Schroeter is a professor, a coach, a TEDx speaker, and host of the Happy Healthy Hustle podcast. Her Petite Practice Method empowers people to take small, meaningful steps towards big dreams, whether it's writing a book, launching a brand, or simply discovering their superpower. With a voice she protects like gold, Christiana brings clarity, compassion, and contagious energy to every conversation. And she's here today to help you turn someday into today. So if that sounds like a good show to you, click the like button, click the share button, and let's start the show.
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
Christiana, thank you so much for being here.
I'm really excited, and I love the whole setup of your studio. I mean, it makes me already so warm and welcome.
Oh,
It's
good.
gorgeous.
Well, good. Maybe next time when we're bigger and better, you'll be able to come here and just sit in the studio in a chair and we can do this in real life.
Love that. I should probably grab a stress ball too. I have one on my desk as well, so that we are both kind of
Yeah,
like,
I can see, and then I could hand you a koosh ball.
oh my gosh, I
And
love that. Hold on, let me get mine. Let me
yeah.
get mine. Yeah, this is what I got.
Is that a basketball?
Yeah, it's a mini basketball,
I
and
love
it's
that.
actually really good for your grip strength. So
Good.
that's what I'm going to do now here. So
I
next
have,
time we'll do this in person.
yes, I have. Wait, I'll grab mine. I have another one. I'll grab my football.
Oh, let's do
And
it.
switch out. Okay, perfect. This is nothing to do with anything, everybody, but I had a fungal infection in my hand and it ate my knuckle. And so I can't bend my finger. And so part of my thing was doing stuff like
Mhm,
this, which helped a
mhm.
little bit, but still can't really make a fist. Anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about all the amazing stuff you're doing. And I want to hear about the Petite Practice Method and how it's helping people and how you came up with it.
Beautiful. I love that. Well, the main thing for me is with petite practice. If you translate that, petite is French for small, and practice, not perfection, stands for the fact that we just get started in doing something. So it's like a
Mm,
small step that you take moving towards your big goal. And the big goal seems overwhelming, intimidating,
yeah.
maybe even a bit scary. So, the petite practice is my method of tackling something big that is sometime in the future and we don't know how to get started. That's how we do it.
And it doesn't, I'm guessing, tell me if I'm wrong, I'm guessing it doesn't even matter when in the future it is. The point is to start and take those small intentional steps, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And quite honestly, I love tackling people's bucket list, to be honest with
Mm,
you. Those are my favorites. When people say, yeah, at some point I want to write a book. Oh, I know at some point I want to become a yoga instructor. And it's like, all right, did you know that someday is actually not on a calendar? How about we
so
just do
funny.
this today?
Yeah.
And we take that small step today together. And then you keep telling others that that's what you want to do. And
Hmm.
guess what? It's going to create momentum, not just for yourself, but for others that they can maybe start tackling their big goals as well.
Yeah. And also, I've done that now. Like, if I have an idea, if it's a big idea, small idea, and it's rolling around in my head, and I'm thinking, well, I don't know if I should do that, or I'll do that later. I'll put it further down on the list. I find that once I say it out loud, then I have to take action because now it's like out there and real. And then if I start telling people, then I really know because other people will keep you accountable. They'll ask you about it. And then it feels like, okay, now I have to start making the steps to do whatever that is.
Beautiful. Yeah, I just gave a TED talk last weekend. And I want to tell you, Rich, there was a point in my TED talk where I used this system in my TED talk that's called STEP, right? And the T in the STEP says for tell it.
Mm.
And in that portion in my TED talk, I say it out loud. And I say it
Hmm.
really loud on the stage. And then I basically, like, I felt how people were like, she's right. When you say
Yeah.
it out loud, it forces you to make it real because you're
Yeah.
explaining to somebody else what you actually want to accomplish. And with that, it's bringing your goal into the present moment because you're talking about it. And you're right, it makes you accountable.
What brought you into this world of helping people this way?
I think that deep down, I've always been a giver.
Yeah.
And I like to be the student that learns something and then become the teacher that shares what I learned.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like the greatest gift when you tap into that superpower and you figure out what is it really that you enjoy doing. And I'm truly passionate about teaching others skills that will make them tap into their own superpowers.
Mm. Yeah, and I'm guessing it's all kind of custom, right? Depending on who the person is, what their goals are. You work with them individually like that?
Oh, for sure. Yes. And
Yeah.
it's something that I kind of like it goes in like three different parts of teaching, right? So I teach in the classroom. I teach students as young as high school students during the summer. I teach an intensive innovation
Mm.
entrepreneurship class.
Yeah.
And then I teach at the university an academic class, marketing, innovation, entrepreneurship. And then, of course, I coach clients. But the one thing is, Rich, the overarching thing is always the same. Everybody wants to leave a legacy.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to leave this world not having figured out what makes them special. And that's
Mhm.
what that superpower is all about. Really sharing something with the world that you're really good at and that makes your eyes light up and the world around you just a better place.
Where do you live?
I live in California now. I'm
Oh,
born in Germany. So there is
okay.
a
Like
fun
that
story with
accent.
that, but I
Yes.
will let you ask your questions first.
No, no, no. I want that story because I was like, that. Where is the accent from? I don't think it's from Texas. Yeah.
You're from Texas? No, I
Yeah.
could be from Texas.
No, I'm originally from Wisconsin, but I live in South Carolina now.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my state, so Germany is a country and it's broken down into states, just like the United States is broken down into multiple states. And the state where I grew up in actually bordered France. Always been passionate about France. And if it wouldn't have been for my English teacher, I will probably live in France now. But my
Mm.
English teacher said, you know what? You're actually really good at languages. Let's also, let's stick to the English and let's keep this up there. Deep down, I always had the passion for French, which is why it's called Petite Practice. But then
Uh-huh.
I came to the United States to pursue graduate education. So I earned a PhD at Purdue University. It's in Indiana, very cold there, just like Germany, and knew that that was what I always wanted to do. I always loved being in academia, teaching, doing the research, and translating something pretty complicated into a context that we can all use in our day to day life.
And are you working with people in person,
Mhm.
virtually? How does that work?
Yeah, so when I teach my group classes, they are always in person, and then one on one coaching, always virtual.
Okay.
Always virtual, yeah.
Cool.
Because then I can really tailor it around busy people's schedules
Hmm.
or time zones
Hmm.
or life circumstances, and it makes me become the coach that could be in your back pocket when you're talking on your cell phone.
Oh, I love that. I love that. What is there a goal that you have helped someone with
Mhm,
that just completely surprised you that someone was even calling to be like, "Can you help me with this?"
mhm. Yeah, I think that frequently when I tell people, all right, so we're going to bring out your personal brand, we're going to learn how to do an elevator pitch, we're going to figure out how to put all this together. There's some level of intimidation there.
Hmm.
But I always tell people we have to celebrate those small wins along the way, really praising our progress, no matter how small it seems. We're going to do that. What to me is the best thing is when we look back with a client and we realize how far we have come. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Those pivots.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to save these early drafts just to take a look back. And then in like whatever, week 8, take a look back and say, I can't believe this. This is really something that I did at the beginning. And oh my gosh, that was not good. And it's like, no, it was great. Back then it was great, but now it's
Yeah.
just so much better. So you need to celebrate that this is just so much better now.
That's so true. And we're always so focused on like the end result or what could be bigger and better. And we never really take the time to sit in the moment and go, oh, but I have already progressed. I'm already better at whatever it is. And to celebrate that. I love that you do that.
Yeah, so in that step system, it's simplifying, telling, examining what works, what feels good, and then praising the progress. That's really my 4-step system that I use with my clients in my coaching. And that also uses the petite practice because each one of those elements is really small. We
Yeah.
are all busy people. I always say to my clients, to my students, if you tell me your ideal client is busy, then I'm saying, so what? Right? And that's not interesting enough. I need to figure out why are they busy? What are they busy doing?
Mm-hmm.
So we are all busy doing various things. And that's why the petite practice is so powerful because it can just be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes in your day that you're taking time on working on your personal goal, making yourself a better person and reaching those fantastic things on your bucket list you've always been dreaming about.
Oof. Speaking of busy, you also have a podcast, Happy, Healthy, Hustle. When did that start? And when does it come out?
Yeah, so my podcast episodes are released every other week, always on Friday, always around 6 o'clock, because that's a good winding down time. Maybe you're hustling home from work and you need a little bit of happiness. So all my episodes are 15 minutes long. See, I'm sticking to this 15-minute theme. And they're talking about health, happiness. I have some amazing guests and actually send you a clip where I'm sharing some of my amazing guest interviews. And I always ask them, what is your superpower? And Rich, I cannot tell you how amazing it is when people realize, I've never really thought about this. And sometimes even during the podcast, they discover what it actually is. So they walk away feeling a little bit richer. I'm going to use your, your amazing term now because they thought about this and they took a moment to examine what makes them amazing. And of course, when did I start my podcast? I started on 3/23/23 because I'm a firm believer that you need to make your life a little more fun. So I frequently anchor my release dates around fun dates just so it becomes more memorable and becomes a point of celebration.
I love that. You like you said, you brought a clip. Can you tell us what we're about to see in the clip?
Yeah, so what you're about to see in the clip is actually the first question that I ask all my guests. What is your superpower? And it's fun to see their reaction because they're sometimes like, well, so really thinking about this, but it's also fun to see how humble they are about it.
Right.
They're accomplished individuals that really overcame some struggle to be where they are today. And then they kind of look back and think, wow, what makes me actually so great? So
Mhm.
it's really amazing. And I also feature all of these podcast episodes in my book that's called Discover Your Superpower. So I
Wow.
have a book that I wrote based on these podcast episodes where you can basically scan barcodes and then you can watch and listen to those podcast episodes in addition to using worksheets and figuring out your own superpower.
She's brilliant. You see why she's a doctor and I just am a talk show host? All right, take a look at the clip.
So let's maybe start with what is your superpower?
Often, one of our greatest weaknesses can also be our greatest strength, our superpower, if you will.
How would you describe your superpower to us, Michelle?
Within a superpower, there's parts of us that think that it's the thing that we're not great at.
What do you feel is your superpower, Amandine?
My voice, interestingly enough. It was something that it took me a long time to realize that it was that.
What is your superpower, Kate?
Ask my friends and family just to confirm. And I would say in one word, my superpower is my determination. Because no matter how overwhelmed I am or how many things I have on my plate, I have passions and I want to pursue them. And so I'm never willing to back down and just keep chugging through no matter how much pressure is on me.
I love that because it kind of makes people brag about themselves a little bit, which doesn't always happen when you're in certain mindsets. So I love that you do that. My last question that I always ask people is, what do you love most about your life right now? And I'd like to ask you that.
Well, quite honestly, it's what we're doing right now. Meeting people from all over the world, connecting my network and making my life richer because of everybody whom I meet and whom I learn from and who makes my life richer. See how
I'm
I
just going to
just
put on
did
all the
that?
commercials too. That's it. You're my new opening announcer. You're my new commercial. I love this. I'm so glad you're here. Yes. What is the best way that people can connect with you out there in the world?
My website is drchristiana.com. It's written out, doctor, and then my first name, Christiana.com.
Well, we'll have to have you back to talk about the books, and then maybe a deep dive into podcasting and your podcast, and we'll do all that. Before you leave today, will you play? It's not really a game, but will you answer some more questions for me? It's called
Yeah.
Fave Rave. Will you do that with me?
Oh, I love that. I was squeezing my ball just to make sure that I'm still on track here.
Yes. Pick a number 1 through 5.
Ooh, 3.
3. Okay. In here are categories,
Mhm.
and I'm going to pick 3 of them, and you have to give me your favorite in those categories.
Oh,
okay?
we love that.
Yes. Your favorite dream you've had.
Probably about owning a pony.
Wow. Did that ever come true?
No, but I do like ponies a lot. But I think they're also a lot of work. But it's
Yeah.
it's kind of a good dream.
Well, I know someone you can call to get the steps towards having that pony, and you can come up with the steps for that.
Yeah. But I have to tell you, fun fact, whenever my family goes grocery shopping, whether that's at Costco or some grocery store, I always tell them, bring me a pony. And they already know that now.
Okay, someone knows. Your favorite memory.
Like going to the beach. So when I grew up in Germany, we always drove down to the beach and in Italy, right? And I just love the soft white sand and the warm weather and the waves. And probably that's why I live in California now
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
It's just something that makes me feel connected. I'm a water animal.
Good. I love that. Final question. Your favorite article of clothing.
Oh, that's easy. All right. I have, oh gosh, I don't even have one right here right now. I have this little scarf that I always wear. Let me see, what I have some. And I wear it all the time because my superpower is my voice. If I if I can't speak, I can't teach. I
Yeah.
can't help others, right? And so I always have this little French little scarf around my neck and I have them in various colors, usually matching my clothing. And I have to tell you a fun fact. I've actually had some of my clients and my students on the last day of coaching or programs or whatever, put on a little scarf and like, see, Christiana, how did I do that? It's like, you guys look amazing.
That's so sweet. I loved having you here. You're a joy. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't wait to connect more. Whether
Yes.
that's about ponies, scarf, or superpowers, I think we covered it all today.
Yeah, we'll put all of those in a cup and just pick topics and talk about them next time.
I like that.
Okay, good. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Of course. We'll take a break, and be right back after this. Don't go away. Life is difficult. Are you feeling overwhelmed or like you could use a little support for your mental well-being? Visit the Help Hub. It's the most comprehensive and inclusive free online destination for mental health resources, helpful tools, crisis hotlines, and supportive content. Just go to thehelphub.co to find the resources you need when you need them most. Unlike other resource pages, the Help Hub is divided into 16 different categories, ensuring that everyone in every community has access to the resources and support that matches their unique needs. Find the help you're looking for at thehelphub.co. Welcome back. There's a new episode of Before You Go, the podcast. It's a podcast that I help produce and edit. You can learn more about the podcast at abodehome.org. Take a look at the clip from the latest episode from season 3.
What do you wish more people knew about preparing for the end of life? I'm sure you've seen people who are incredibly prepared, people who aren't.
Yeah. Start sooner. Start sooner than you think. And prepare for the end of life when you're not actively dealing with it. You know, like when you're in a good place, when you're healthy, when you're able to sit and contemplate, what do I want my death to look like? What do I want to happen with my body? Where do I want to die? Think about all of these things while you have the capacity. Because the thing is, insurance will follow you until the day that you die. Taxes will follow you until the day that you die. All of these logistics are going to still exist. So the more that you can deal with your advance directive, your will, all of the paperwork around it as much as you possibly can.
If you need help with your podcast, send me an email at makeyourdayricher@gmail.com and we can get you started. That's it. The show's over. Go make your day richer. Go make somebody else's day richer. You've made mine by watching this show, and I love you for it. And while you're out there, would you buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/makeyourdayricher? Be a great way to support the show. Coming up on tomorrow's show, Jennifer Sims is here from NAMI Piedmont Tri-County. We're going to be talking all about mental health, suicide prevention, and the great walk that they have coming up in October. So learn more about that tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.